Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet. Let's get right into it. Metallica's Black Album turns 30 years old today. August 12th, 1991 is when this came out. Came out right before I was going to be a sophomore in high school, so this album was basically the soundtrack of my high school career. So many great memories revolving around this album. If you guys have been watching my channel for long enough, you'll know that when an album I really like has a birthday, instead of kind of going into like great detail about the record, I just like to kind of celebrate his birthday by telling a story about that album. You know, something that happened to me that when I hear the album, I think about that instance, whether it be just hanging out with friends, driving around my town, listening to the record, or maybe a certain show that they played during that tour that I saw. So, but this particular album, the Black Album, there's just so many memories. So difficult to just pick one. So I'm just kind of going to go over the items in my collection that revolve around the Black Album, kind of just celebrate his birthday by showing you guys all that I have, for the most part, all that I have revolving around the Black Album. So this is the vinyl I picked up. This version is the blackened recordings Walmart version. It's got that cool Metallica font on that really nice dark gray black smoky vinyl, which really looks sharp. Looks a lot better when the damn glare of the phone's not shining on it. But yeah. The Walmart version, I actually do not have an original pressing of the Black Album. It's one of the few things I'm missing in my collection. Did not pick up the record when it came out that day in August. It was actually about a week later. I went to the Emerald Square Mall in Massachusetts and bought this CD right here. This is the exact CD that I bought. As you can see, it's cracked. Still plays, though. It's busted in half. I got to hold the CD in place. But like I said, it still plays. Try to at least keep it so that the CD stays intact somewhat. So one of the things I really started doing when the Black Album came out, obviously you guys know I was already a huge Metallica fan, and I was just stoked this album came out. I know a lot of people kind of got off the Metallica ride with this album. They're like, this is not Metallica, it's, you know, too commercial, they sold out. I was, thankfully, I think, for me, I was a little too young to kind of understand that. I was only maybe like 15, maybe 14, somewhere around those lines. Like I said, I was going into my sophomore year of high school, so I think I was just turned 15. So I'm thankful that I was a little too young to kind of understand what all that was about. I was like, what do you mean they sold out? Like, I had Justice. I loved it. It's still my all-time favorite Metallica record. I loved that record. I had all the other ones. I didn't really understand the whole selling out thing, and I'm thankful for that because I was able to just love this record. I still do to this day. Obviously, I'm a huge Metallica fan. So I'm glad that that didn't really affect me because I really love this album. It's phenomenal, but this is the one where a lot of people kind of started to hate him. And this is also the record where I started on purpose collecting things. Like I said, I was just a young kid. They came out with this in the summer of 91. They came to my area in the winter of 91, just before Christmas. December 22nd and 23rd, they played the Worcester Centrum in Worcester, Mass. Me and my friends were already out of school for Christmas break, so we all went up there. We got tickets in the nosebleeds, went and saw both of those shows. Worcester, Mass is only about a 30-minute drive from where I live, so it's just easy for my friends and I to just go to both of those and come on back same night. Just a couple of months later, late February 92, they played Albany, New York. Me and some friends went up to that show as well, and the very next night, they played Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island, which Providence, Rhode Island from North Attleboro, Massachusetts is like a 10-minute drive, so that was an easy get there and come back, didn't miss the school the next day. And if you've watched the Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica documentary, which is this guy right here, awesome documentary, I freaking love this thing. If you watch that, you will notice the scene where Lars has that white leather jacket and he's meeting that weird girl. That was filmed at the Providence Civic Center at that show, so that's kind of cool. But like I said, I was a young kid. I first, like on purpose, this was the first album that I purposely started collecting things. And one of those things was the CD singles because, like I said, I had seen Metallica before, but I was kind of too young to really appreciate them. This was the touring cycle during my high school career that I got to see them a bunch of times and really started kind of getting immersed in that live stuff. And CD singles were one of the few places a kid like me could get live Metallica. So let's just go into some of the CD singles that I got. Here's a UK version of Wherever I May Roam. You get Wherever I May Roam on it. You also get a live version of Last Caress, Am I Evil, and Battery Medley, which is pretty cool. Another Wherever I May Roam US single. This one you get an awesome version of Fade to Black. One of my all-time favorite versions of Fade to Black live. And just to kind of show you guys how much this album blew up, it just brought Metallica to the masses, catapulted them into a completely different stratosphere of success and popularity. I mean, they were already playing arenas, but this just went way beyond that. And case in point is that CD single. My sister had that cassette tape. My sister liked the New Kids on the Block, yet she went out and bought a Metallica CD single, or cassette single for Wherever I May Roam. That's kind of what happened when the Black Album came out. A lot of people that weren't even Metallica fans or metal fans at all were digging this record and picking it up. That's how it was able to spend like 20 friggin' years on the Billboard charts. So, yeah, that's how awesome this thing was. But I guess if you were one of those old school diehards, I can see where that might piss you off. You might want to get off the ride. So, let's keep going with the CD singles. Here's Nothing Else Matters, US version. You get Nothing Else Matters, Enter Sandman Live, Harvester of Sorrow Live, and Nothing Else Matters demo. Here's a US version of The Unforgiven. You get The Unforgiven and Killing Time, which is an awesome cover tune, and The Unforgiven demo. Here's Enter Sandman US version. You get Enter Sandman, and then you get the Enter Sandman demo and the Queen's cover tune, Stone Cold Crazy. Let me open this one up to show you how cool these US versions of the CD single were. This is the Sad But True US version. You get Sad But True. You get Nothing Else Matters Live in the Sad But True demo. Here's another Sad But True on Vertigo Records. You get Sad But True, Nothing Else Matters Elevator version, Creeping Death Live and Sad But True demo. And then really cool from the Freddie Mercury tribute show in '93 at Wembley Stadium in England, you get the Enter Sandman, Sad But True, and Nothing Else Matters single right here. That's pretty cool. There it is at the back. I hate that. Sorry about the glare. I don't really know how to fix that. But I'm trying to keep everything to the side so you can see it without too much of the damn glare. So here is the VH1 Classics, Black Album Classic. A lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff. You know, you learn a lot about how they made the album, you know, the recording process, writing process, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically the Black Album stuff. They did the shows basically from 91 to 93. Kind of notable one in February of 93. I got the date right here. February 15th, 93, they played Amherst, Massachusetts. It was in the middle of the week. It was a school night. I couldn't tell my mom I was going to see Metallica, so me and some friends got tickets to the show. I told my mom I was going to go visit UMass Amherst after we got out of school that day, and then we were going to stay at my friend's aunt's house and come back the next day and just miss one day of school. And she was cool with it because she's like, oh, my baby's going to go to college and all that shit. So we went up, saw the show, spent the night in a hotel, came back the next day, and I actually came clean to my mom like 20 years later and told her what really happened, and she was kind of pissed still about it, so whatever. But yeah, so that was basically the Black Album touring cycle, 91 to 93. I get out of school in June of 94, and they go right into that summer amphitheater tour, the summer 94 tour. I saw them 5 times on that tour, including right a couple days after graduation. They played Mansfield, Mass, which is right by where I lived. And it kind of brings me to what I was talking about just a little bit ago with the live stuff. So before that happened, the 94 tour, they put out for Christmas 93, Live Shit, Benjen, Purge. And I did an episode on this thing and how awesome it is and the story behind when I got this. I'll leave a link to that down below. You can check it out. So I'm not really going to go into everything on this, but it's a 3 VHS set. One VHS is the Seattle 89 show. The other 2 are from San Diego 92 on the Black Album tour. You get the Scary Guy stencil, which go ahead and watch that video. I'll put a link down below to find out what I did with this thing. You get this awesome booklet. Just tons of tour stuff, photos, all sorts of rider lists, all sorts of cool stuff. Here are the Mexico City CDs. And here is a pretty cool Snake Pit Pass. And then some years after that, I was able to pick it up on DVD, CD and DVD. This is the version right here. Pretty cool. Smaller, more compact, but not nearly as cool as the damn box set. So let's put this down. Probably my favorite Metallica item that I own is that box set. So you guys, and that usually that's right over my left shoulder. You guys might notice the poster over my right shoulder. This is it. I got this about 15 years ago. It is a little bit larger than a normal poster size. Live ship benjen Purge promo poster from a record store. It's almost 9 hours of live shit. It's got the date it's coming out down there. It's got Elektra Records. And then, of course, the scary guy right there. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of a rare item in the collection. It's one of them I'm really proud of. And then I guess just to cap it off, like I was talking about that Summer 94 tour, they played Woodstock 94. I was able to record it on pay-per-view and watch that thing on VHS tape over and over and over again, probably for the next 4 years, probably until they played Woodstock 99. Just great show. I love those outdoor amphitheater shows anyway, but that tour, like I said, I went to 5 shows on that tour. That tour is one of my all-time favorite Metallica tours. But that Woodstock 94 show, just maybe because it was Woodstock and all the stuff kind of going around with it, there was just something about that show that just stood out to me. The performance on that pay-per-view was amazing, but the sound kind of sucked on it, but whatever. So this is actually a 2-record set gatefold from Woodstock 94. Show you guys. Let's take the records out for a second. This is the gatefold. This is the picture of the guys playing live at Woodstock. On one side, it's from Parachute Records. See, on one side, you get the Parachute Records. The other side, you just get Metallica Woodstock 94. Here's another one. Obviously, that's not from Woodstock, but I believe that photo right there is, or at least the Summer 94 tour, because you can tell by James's mullet. There's the record right there, pretty cool. That one's a little nicer looking than the other one. And they're both of these 2-record sets are the full version of the show. You get Bread Fan, Puppets, Wherever I May Roam, Harvester, Fade to Black, Bells, Seek and Destroy, Nothing Else Matters, Creeping Death, Whiplash, Sabbath True, One, Enter Sandman, and they close with So What. So really, really cool show. Awesome set list. One of my favorite shows all time with Metallica. So that's my Metallica Black Album kind of collection, minus like shirts and other stuff. Yeah. What do you think about the Black Album? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's amazing. It's not my favorite album from Metallica. That's Justice. But I think it's a great album. It still stands up to this day. All the songs are great. The production's awesome. It's probably my favorite production of any Metallica record. Just an overall masterpiece of an album. Not a skippable track on it. You guys all know the songs. Can't say enough about how huge this album is in the scope of heavy metal. Just probably the best there is, really, in terms of what it did for metal, in my opinion. You know, it's a great record. So, yeah, leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think about the album? Any cool stories revolving around the Black Album or those tours? Did you see any of the shows? Which ones did you see? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. Hit that like and subscribe. And I'll have another video for you guys very soon. As always, cheers.